Hey team, welcome back to my YouTube videos. I had so much fun in the last few, so we're going ahead and making a new one. And in this one I'd like to go through a few bits and bobs, and it's going to be episode 1, episode 2 and episode 3. And this will be about my military history. So I've got 7 years experience and it's moving on to 8 years now. But I have a lot of experience in this role, and I made a little bit of a PowerPoint presentation which I've learned from Jack Hopkins, shout out to him. He's got a great YouTube series and a bit of a template that he's been banging out, so I'm taking a little bit of gems from that, and I'm going to be talking to you about my military history in this episode. And then in episode 2 and video 2 I'll be talking about the lessons learned along with the history. And then in the video 3 I'm going to be talking a bit about what I'm going to use into my future endeavors, into life, and just the key takeaways, right? But in this one it's basically the history. A lot of great things have happened and I'm so excited to tell you about it. So let's jump in on it, okay? So, soldier to leader, my military journey into greatness, discipline, leadership and growth. I had an awesome little photo behind here before of all my military endeavors. It was, I had some shooting images and all that, but I was a bit worried about sending it up, so in the future I might show you guys, but for now you get this awesome knights and a dragon. Sweet. So a bit of an outline of the video is going to be why I joined, the basic training and the fitness with my training, my first year in battalion. And if you don't know, battalion is basically where you go after all your basic training. Then we're going to go into my specialized roles and the skills that I picked up in my military career. And then we're going to finish it off with a bit of a leadership journey at the end of it, and how I've journeyed as a leader, right? So why I joined. Admired the life and wanting something bigger than myself. Yeah, so I graduated high school in 2014 and I only entered the military in 2018. So there was a bit of a time gap in between there. And personally I didn't think I was ready. I thought the fitness standard I had to be at was extremely high, and I was training all the way up to day dot, thinking I wasn't good enough, right? And that is quite a continuous thing throughout my military history, but I'm always coming out on top of it. But so I had the bodybuilding background, and I just wanted to focus on fitness. So in that gap I worked at McDonald's, and I would be working from 4:30 to 10ish roughly, or before lunch. And from there I trained twice a day. I'd do the cardio and then I'll do some strength and a circuit. I'd be banging out push-ups and sit-ups every morning and night. And the cardio would be a 2.4 run and a beep test every time, and the circuit would be high intensity and be banging and giving me a good sweat, right? So I trained hard, and then I soon found out I was above the mark. But yeah, in my early years in like high school and all that, I did always want to join and be bigger than and do well and have honor and all that. And in the mindset before joining, I was heavily influenced by media, I would say, and I didn't have any core motivations. Ultimately, it would stem from myself. It would always come from other things. I'd watch all the movies, all the TV shows, all the documentaries, play the games, you name it, right? I would get a lot of influence from that. But yeah, it shapes me in a way, and I'm glad where I am today. But yeah, I eventually pulled the trigger, took the leap. I took the fitness standard, I aced it. I did all the introduction and the interviews and whatnot, and passed with flying colours. I was even able to go into high leadership roles or officer roles, but I stuck to the infantry grunt. And then the day I got told, I remember that day quite well. I got a phone call I answered it, and then I was so giddy. I was at the house by myself, no one was home. I just started blasting some Metallica and some music, and I just remember doing a good dance and having a laugh. Really, it was a very fun time, and every time I hear those songs again, it just a bit of a flashback to that. So yeah, basic training and fitness. My best friend swim buddy. So I added this in because I thought this was a very nice touch. And when I joined, you have your day one basically, and you do a quick medical, and then they pass you on to the bus. Well, I met him in the medical bay, and it just so happened the universe put us together and on this day. And from me not joining for that many years and hitting this one day, I was lucky enough to meet him. I complimented his pink socks and his nice suit, and from there we ended up being room buddies and best friends ever since. And the idea of a swim buddy comes from, you should always have someone that watches your six, and you could go out and you should always have someone in the ocean with you and not be alone. So he has been a good friend to me, and we're still great friends to this day, and we do most endeavors together. So in the basic training, I was crowned the push-up king. A lot of the instructors pushed me to achieve the record. I didn't meet the mark, unfortunately, but I did try my best, and I would always be training at night time and lifting up the bed frames, doing handstand push-ups against the wall and things of that nature, just always trying to train more. And I eventually got the Best at PT award at the basic training. A few people get a bit nervous throughout it and a bit scared this first few nights, but I was just full of excitement, and I had a blast through it all. Then I moved on to the infantry training. Not much from that. You learn all the weapons and all the things to become a advanced soldier. So I excelled on that one again, and I had fun on that. Not much to take away, just another training. Every weekend, me and my best friend would travel back to our hometown and then spend the weekend with family, and then have that drive back to the training facility. Just a regular basic job, I feel like. After we finished that training, we moved in to Brisbane. So that's where I am now and currently, and moved into my battalion life, which is quite fun. So first year in battalion was quite an eventful year, and I'd say it was close to my best year. I'd say, just so much happened, and I learned so much, and it's like the first few years of bodybuilding and growing. That's where you're going to put on the most muscles. So for this first year, the learning that I did was incredible. So Malaysia, best section. Yeah, so we deployed to Malaysia. It's a 3-month rotation there. Lucky enough, we achieved best section, me and my crew. And we also, I came top 5 in this Malaysia hill run, which is a big, I don't even know the elevation, which I should have looked up, but a massive hill that like burns your legs out, and it was a very, very fun little event. Came back from that, and then I was put forward to go into the Duke of Gloucester Cup. So it stands for Dog Cup, and this is where the best sections come together and they compete on a yearly basis. We had a 1-point difference from winning, so we were close, and I feel like I got the title of best gunner in that. So it was quite another fun learning. The training that you do for that cup is the best training you're ever going to get, and the cup itself is a very, very competitive cup, so you have to be the best of the best. I then finished that with a small group, and I was put forward for the basic recon course. So this is another sought after little course, and I finished the year off with that. Very demanding, very challenging. You learn navigation, working with a small team, working under fatigue, things of that nature. So that was a great course that I did. Throughout those first year and the first 3 or 4 years, I stayed living on the base, enjoyed mess meals, which gave me the nutrition I need to put on some good muscle, and the best part of it all was a free gym membership. So that was great. Move me over there. So the next few years, I developed some new roles and I got some new skills. The skills I picked up was explosive breaching, so that's setting charges on doors and blowing it up and entering rooms of that with those capabilities. I picked up a driving course, forward driving, bush bashing. It's good fun there. No, it's not your vehicle, so you can do as you wish, right? Advanced radios, picked up some quals with some that people don't usually get on that, so that was a great addition. Sniper, I competed in this, well, I participated in the sniper course. So this is a very small panel for this one, and I was able to get to the final stages of it, finish the course itself. I didn't meet the mark, didn't qualify and pass all the examinations. A lot of them you need to be passing by a bee's a bee's dick really. Anything can change, like a slight wind, the sun coming in at the wrong angle and things of that nature. So this was a great course, probably another steep learning curve that I had to go through on that. I also found out I needed glasses after that course, so if I had that before, that would be nice as well. Another thing I came into was the fitness leader, so this is being able to teach people and take them through PT lessons, so I keep people accountable and keep them fit. I went on to go onto a promotion course, another place of learning leadership roles and things of that nature. Throughout those years where I was gaining all those skills, I worked in a small team in the recon cell. I got deployed domestically on a COVID assist, so this is where we're just working in the Melbourne hotels and helping out with all the quarantines and things like that. And then I also did the flood assist. This was one of the best events or little deployments that I had to go to. We stayed at Byron Bay basically, and we just went to the beach every day, and we'd go out and assist people and clean up all the rubble and all that, but then we'd get some nice beach time as well. And then finally, conduct after capture. So this is a interrogation little experience. A lot of people pulled off on this. You need to be quite resilient for it. The only 2 people that were left standing was me and my best friend, so some great lessons on that one, and you should always have someone watching your 6 basically. From there, I gained a leadership role. I became a Lance Corporal, and I was a 2 IC of a group of lads. Got to teach them, they looked up to me and stuff of that. And this was a great learning, and being able to pass things on that I learned. All those skills I had beforehand, got to pass those on, which was great. Then we went on to Malaysia for the second time. That was a bit better because I knew everything that was coming, and I got to take people through that and make sure they were okay on that. And then after that, I ended up becoming the owner of one of the gyms in the army base. So I work there and I make sure everyone is fit and ready to fight. And throughout that I've been able to work on the business, and we've talked about that before, but it's a nice thing to juggle and spin the plates with. So yeah. Oh, we're at the end. So yeah, that's my basic and very broad, quick hot minute of my military history. I know it was quite speedy, and I'd love to show photos of it all and go in depth on it, but a lot of it is a need to know basis, and I don't want to push through through to too many things, but I do want to talk about all my lessons learned and all of that. So that's what I'll be talking about in the next video. So I'll share the most important lessons I learned from my military career and that I carry on to everything I do today. And like all the books I read take shape as well, and all the podcasts I listen to help. But you know, you pick up some core skills from the military, and I'll be talking about those. So the leadership, skills acquired, and all the challenges I had to overcome. So this will be a 3-video series. This is episode 1, and I hope you had fun, and I hope you learn a few things about the Australian Army and things like that, and a little bit more about me, which is ideal if you're watching my videos. But as always, I'm Jaden Connolly, and thank you for watching.